he's never really forgiven me for not wanting to do the 9th year. And that was very awkward. They tried to get me to do the 9th year the whole time I was negotiating for the 8th. And I had been saying no that whole time. There's not enough money in the world to do the 9th year. Then they went to Tim, and they said, let's do it with dead Jill. And then Tim was like, I don't think we can do that. So then he went out and said, I think it's time to end Home Improvement.
Patricia Richardson became a household name as Jill Taylor on Home Improvement, one of the most popular sitcoms of the 90s. While fans loved the chemistry between her and Tim Allen on screen, their relationship behind the scenes was far less friendly. In recent years, Richardson has spoken openly about her frustrations with Allen, citing issues such as a massive pay gap, alleged dishonesty about a potential Home Improvement reboot, and long-standing tensions from their time working together. Patricia Richardson's early life and acting career. Patricia Richardson was born February 23, 1951, in Bethesda, Maryland. Growing up in a military family, she moved frequently, which she later credited with helping her adapt to different roles as an actress. She attended Southern Methodist University, where she studied acting alongside future stars like Beth Henley and Stephen Tobolowsky. Though she initially pursued theater, television soon became her primary focus. In the early years of her career, Richardson worked steadily in guest roles on popular television shows such as The Equalizer, Kojak, and Quantum Leap. She also appeared in commercials and theater productions, but her breakthrough role came unexpectedly. In 1991, she was cast as Jill Taylor on Home Improvement, a role that would define much of her career. She wasn't the first choice for Jill. Frances Fisher, known for dramatic roles, had originally been cast. But after filming the pilot, producers realized she lacked the comedic timing the show required. Richardson was brought in at the last minute, and her dynamic with Tim Allen instantly worked. Reflecting on her casting, she once said, quote, "I was a last-minute replacement and I was broke. I had no idea this show would become a hit." The success of Home Improvement. When Home Improvement premiered in 1991, it quickly became one of the highest-rated sitcoms on television. The show centered on Tim Allen's character, Tim the Toolman Taylor, a bumbling TV host who often found himself in absurd situations, while his wife Jill provided the voice of reason. Patricia Richardson's portrayal of Jill Taylor was widely praised for adding depth to the show. Unlike many sitcom wives of the era, Jill was not a passive character. She was intelligent, independent, and unafraid to challenge her husband's antics, making her one of the most relatable TV moms of the decade. Her performance resonated with audiences and critics alike. She was nominated for 4 Emmy Awards and 2 Golden Globe Awards during the show's 8-season run. Fans appreciated her ability to balance humor with moments of genuine emotion, particularly in episodes that dealt with family struggles and personal growth. She later reflected on her role, saying, quote, "I was always defending Jill. I would fight to make sure she wasn't just there to serve Tim's jokes." Her insistence on making Jill a well-rounded character paid off, solidifying the show's legacy beyond simple slapstick comedy. Despite its success, Richardson was hesitant about staying with Home Improvement for as long as she did. By the end of the 8th season, she was ready to move on. She had originally signed on for only a few seasons and had repeatedly turned down offers to extend her contract. Quote, "I didn't want to do 9 or 10 seasons, she explained. I was a single parent and it was a lot of work. Her departure, along with Tim Allen's decision to end the series, led to Home Improvement wrapping up in 1999. While it was a career-defining role, tensions behind the scenes would eventually overshadow her time on the show.
When I watched episodes at the time and afterwards, it was work for me because we sweated over everyone and talked so much about it. And it was always like, should we do this line or that line? And would this be better or that be better? And, so that if I watched an episode too soon afterwards, I'd be like, should have done that one. Why did we do this? We should have done that. Or why am I wearing that outfit? It was just too hard for me to watch it.
The pay gap dispute. As Home Improvement became one of the biggest sitcoms of the 90s, Tim Allen's star power continued to rise. By the final season, he was one of the highest paid actors on television. Patricia Richardson, despite being the co-lead of the series, did not receive the same level of financial recognition. When it came time to negotiate salaries for the series finale, Allen was offered a staggering $50 million, while Richardson was offered half that amount. This was a breaking point for her. She has spoken openly about how frustrating it was to see such an imbalance, particularly since her character was just as critical to the show's success. Quote, "The disparity was insane," she said in a recent interview. "It was clear where the power was." She had already decided she would not return for a 9th season, but the salary negotiations only solidified her decision to walk away from the show entirely. Beyond the financial divide, Richardson also felt creatively undervalued. She often pushed for Jill Taylor to be more than just a background character, but she frequently had to fight for her voice to be heard. While Alan had significant creative control over the show, Richardson did not have the same influence. She later revealed that while she and Alan had good moments, their relationship was often strained. "We weren't really friends," she admitted. "We didn't hang out outside of work, and we don't keep in touch today."
There was no woman on Home Improvement that had any power or writing power, so I was the only woman.
Why does that surprise me?
Well, she doesn't have any writing credits is the problem.
No, you know what I did is instead of going for the producing writing credits that I could have done, I went for money. So I own some.
After leaving Home Improvement, she took a step back from the spotlight. She turned down roles that would have kept her locked into long-term TV commitments, focusing instead on guest appearances and smaller projects. The industry, however, had changed since she first started. Quote, "Once I left Home Improvement, it was hard to find roles that weren't just someone's mom," she said. While she continued to work, the experience of being undervalued on Home Improvement left a lasting impact on her career choices. Accusations of dishonesty, Richardson versus Allen. The tension between Patricia Richardson and Tim Allen did not end with Home Improvement. In recent years, Richardson has accused Allen of being dishonest about her involvement in a potential reboot of the show. Allen had publicly claimed that he had reached out to her about reprising her role as Jill Taylor, but Richardson firmly denied this, saying no one had ever contacted her.
Coming out public, it was so weird. I would hear on Twitter or whatever, I'd hear that he was coming out publicly and saying this stuff about how everyone was on board to do a Home Improvement reunion, but he never asked me and he never asked Jonathan, who I talked to. So I called Jonathan one day. I said, "Has he asked you about this?" And he went, "No." And why is he going around telling everybody that we're all on board when he hasn't talked to you or me? You know, I think that's weird.
She made it clear that if she had been approached, she would not have agreed to return. In her view, Home Improvement had run its course, and she had no desire to revisit that chapter of her career. Her refusal to entertain a reboot only fueled speculation about lingering bad blood between her and Allen. Allen, for his part, did not back down from his claims. He continued to insist that conversations about a reunion had taken place, even suggesting that Richardson was the one holding things up. This back and forth only added to the friction between them, with Richardson growing increasingly frustrated that her name was being attached to a project she had no interest in. Their differing accounts of the reboot discussions reinforced what many fans had long suspected, that their professional relationship was never as strong as it appeared on screen. While Allen continued to work on other television projects, including Last Man Standing, Richardson distanced herself from him and from Home Improvement, making it clear she had no interest in repairing their fractured relationship. The infamous flashing incident and other on-set issues. While Patricia Richardson has not publicly accused Tim Allen of inappropriate behavior toward her, she has acknowledged that working with him was not always easy. One of the most talked about incidents involving Allen on the set of Home Improvement resurfaced in 2023 when Pamela Anderson alleged that Allen had flashed her on the first day of filming. Anderson, who played Lisa the Tool Girl in the early seasons, claimed in her memoir that Allen opened his robe and exposed himself, later joking that it was, quote, "only fair since he had seen her in Playboy." Allen denied the accusation, dismissing it as a fabrication. Richardson later addressed the controversy, stating that she had never witnessed anything like that from Allen, but she also did not outright defend him. She recalled a different moment during filming when Allen flashed her as part of a joke. "He was wearing boxer shorts and it was in the middle of a scene," she explained. "He lifted his kilt and it was really silly and it wasn't anything offensive." While she downplayed that particular moment, she made it clear working with Allen came with its own set of challenges. She's also spoken about other difficulties on set, particularly Allen's strong personality. Quote, "Tim had a lot of control over the show," she once said. "It was his show. There were times when I felt like I had to really stand up for myself." While her battles were usually professional rather than personal, they contributed to the overall tension between her and Allen. Now it's time to hear from you. Who is your favorite character on Home Improvement? Let us know in the comments section below.